Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Game Today with Clarity and Malcolm. He is Clarity and Malcolm. Yeah, and we bring you another episode. Of basketball, guys. The playoffs have begun today. Clearly, so get ready to ride with us for the next month, 3 weeks, 3 weeks. So, because it's gonna be a fun, interesting time. Thank you again for joining us. But before we begin, another reminder to all our supporters, all our fans. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, to share, to join, to comment, to follow on Instagram as well. And thank you for supporting us and share as well. The clips, live invitations. So Claire, how are you doing? Did you watch today's games? Playoff games?
Yes, I watched. Maybe I might have like skimmed through some of them. Maybe watch like first quarter and then half of the second, and then third, fourth. I watched all of them. Incredible. And I've been waiting for this moment. It was worth.
We've been waiting for this since late October. But yeah, this one is not going to be very long, and sorry if you guys can't see me properly. I'm using my phone, so it's going to be more like a video call more than an actual podcast because I can't access Wi-Fi from my laptop, so I'm using my data on my phone. And I don't have hotspot bundles. But let's get into the playoffs. I watched every game today actually, and I wanted to go through them in order, like Bucks to Nuggets to Knicks to Lakers. But let's start with the Lakers. Give me this. Let's start with the Lakers because it was the most recent game. It was the most recent game. But today definitely the games are good, and if this is what the playoffs are going to be, the playoffs are going to be very good. And I was criticizing the Eastern Conference game, but from what I saw from the Knicks Pistons, it looks like even East may be interesting. Milwaukee Indiana may be interesting, although Milwaukee was also kind of a blowout, like the Pistons and also like the Lakers. But in terms of the game, the end-to-end, the thrill, the energy, the audience, the atmosphere of the arenas, the noise, the big plays, the divings, the loose balls, it looks like these playoffs are going to be really, really interesting. But that depends. For me, obviously for me and my Lakers. But let's talk about the Lakers. Quick thoughts: the Lakers lost tonight against the Timberwolves game one at home, so we are down one, and yet we're the home team. So which means that if Timberwolves like win out at their home, they win the series. So we need to find a one still the game. Hell, but the Lakers lost today. So a sort of blown out. The Lakers were kind of shocked today. You could see the shock in their faces that by the second quarter the game was pretty much done. Within the second quarter, so they were kind of like shocked because they came out in a very great start. They came out with a great start. They had like a 7-point lead, really playing well. Hachimura made these three. So just like the way Lakers has been playing, but then now sort of, I just have to say one thing: the Timberwolves studied well the film. Like when they're having their film sessions, they studied well. Like they studied well because they analyzed what Lakers has been doing the whole season, right? And what we've been doing is we've been crowding the paint. We don't have size, right? But what we do is that instead of finding one person in the paint, like a center, you find three people in the center. And what happens is that when you do that, you spread it out to the wing, to a shooter. Now, the whole season, the big wins we've had, we've done that, but the shooters haven't made their threes. You know what I mean? Like you saw, we did it against Warriors, we lost badly. We did it against Brooklyn Nets, we lost badly. But we did it against Nuggets the first game. We did it so well, and we blew out the Nuggets. Remember? So it's been sort of like either you're all in or you're all out. You're either going to win or you're going to lose. Like such a style of play. So they studied good film. They knew that the whole Rudy Gobert, or bring him out. They're going to try to exploit that. What happened with the Timberwolves? They didn't. Rudy Gobert barely played the game. They sat him the whole game, So they studied that. So when they neutralized that and then they used other centers, that was smart of them. But I'll start with the Lakers before. Actually, let me start with the Timberwolves before I move on to the Lakers. But the Timberwolves are probably not going to shoot like that again in the series because they were amazing. Like they shot so well. so well. I mean, Nasrid 6 of 9 from 3-point range.
I
Nikhil Alexander.
disagree, Malcolm. I'm
You
sorry to
think
interrupt, but I disagree.
they're not going to shoot like this again? They're not going to shoot like this again, bro. They're not going to shoot like this again. I'm not saying they're not going to. I'm not saying they're going to have a proper. Listen, I'm not saying they're going to have a poor shooting performance, but not this well. Especially up to the fourth quarter, they shot the ball so well. Like we were most surprised. There was no, but even if we do the same thing like we did today, like let's say to next game, they're not going to make the way they made the threes today. Like I'm not saying that the mid ranges. I'm saying 3-point shooting. Like I told you, like against the Bulls, that Bulls game I told you about, they're not gonna shoot like that anymore, ever again. Like in any game, the way we played today, bro, it was crazy 3-point shooting that these guys were making half court shots. These guys are making off balance threes. So screw this whole if you crowd the paint and if the shooters open, you're going to. And I'm going to talk about the Nuggets as well because there was a specific play where they left Russell Westbrook open or wide open three that I'm going to talk about because these are still NBA players, right? And if you leave them open, they're going to punish you, but not like the way they shot today. So all I'm saying is that they're not going to shoot again like this from three. But that's the thing. The Lakers, they play like that, give up threes, but not this. They were shocked with the way the ball was just falling in the basket. I'm telling you, the 3-point shooting of the Wolves was so good that there was a time in the second quarter when the amount of 3-point field goals matched our field goals. Do you know how crazy that sounds? Like the number of field goals they made from threes was the same number made from field goals, total field goals on the floor. So it was amazing. I mean, Nasri at 66.7%. The whole team was at least 50% from three. Usually, the 50% on a very good shooting night is for the team, but field goal wise, not 3-point wise. 3-point wise, a good night is 35% to 45%. Now, these are the statistics I'm trying to lay out for you. But when you have 50% as a team and above against the Bulls, with those guys when the Kobe Whites and those guys were looking like Kobe Bryant and the white guys, they also shot like 66% from three. So I don't want to hear they're going to shoot again like this. And if they prove me wrong, I'll shut up. But they're not going to shoot again like this from three. But we deserve to be punished with the way we played. But let me go back to the point of they studied good film. They studied so well. The whole Luka Gobert sort of matchup was neutralized because he didn't play the game. You know, and Luka sort of came off very, very high. Like, he played really well in the first minutes. I mean, he had like 17 points in the first quarter, and you're thinking he's going to drop a 40 ball. Now he dropped 37 points, so you're going to look at the end of the game, you're going to look at the statistics, you're going to say, Luka played well. But he played well up to the 17 points of the first quarter. Second quarter until the end of the game, those were a quiet night. That was a quiet night. You know, that was like ineffective points, like layups, free throws. Those were ineffective points. But that's the number one thing they did, the whole look at Gobert thing. Now obviously the second thing, like I talked about, was the 3-point shooting. You know, usually not even a team in this shoots this well, but they shot the ball so well. And the very main and important thing was the bench production, Claret. We talked about it. Remember, we talked about it. We said, for one thing we know in this series is that we know Luka, LeBron, Aries, and Austin Reeves are going to be great. Anthony Edwards is going to be great. But what we know is that the domination, the matchup between bench versus bench, every team is going to outscore the Lakers in terms of bench. Every playoff team is going to outscore Lakers in terms of bench, which means we need to be greater. It puts more pressure on our offense, you know, to perform very, very well on the bench. And I don't want to take so much time on the Lakers because there's other playoff games, and we're not going to spend an hour here. But they outscored our bench by 44. Like, I mean, 44-10. That's 34 points outscoring heavily by Naz Reid. You know, Naz Reid. And now, bro, like you're simulating matchups, right? You're planning. The head coach, JJ Redick and his team, Nate McMillan, they are formulating a game plan, and they're like, okay, we're going to silence Anthony Edwards because Anthony Edwards played well, but he was really quiet. You know what I mean? He wasn't explosive. He wasn't like he wasn't. They should have shut him down like below his average. So they should have shut him down tonight. But that's the thing. Do you shut down Anthony Edwards and you can live with any other person going off, or do you leave Anthony Edwards to score 40 points and shut down every other person? Now Anthony Edwards said that. Now that's when Anthony Edwards now today say that you guys. Now this is why I rely on my team because I don't need to score 30 points every game to win a series or to win a game. You guys have to step up. So Julius Randle stepped up. Now the starter who stepped up today because the starter Lakers can live with shooting in the whole 5 players in the starting 5. Obviously, apart from the big, apart from Kat, apart from Rudy Gobert, because he's never gonna shoot. The starter we can live with is the defender, Jaden McDaniels. Now, when he's making his threes and he's making everything, he's driving to the paint, then you're like, oh my god, now I have to guard him. Now your whole plan is now changing because you can live with him shooting. But now when he's making shots, you have to change it. Strategize a new plan. And now obviously the bench, Naz Reid was amazing tonight. He was amazing. I mean, I saw a graphic. I saw a graphic like career highs in 3-point shoots for the whole Wolves franchise tonight. So, like I said, they're not going to shoot like that anymore. But it doesn't mean they're not going to win another game. So don't misquote me. They are going to shoot well again because that's the way they play, but not like this anymore. But I thought they played well. The Wolves played well. Give them credit. They deserve to win tonight. And the game really wasn't close. The game wasn't close. I mean, you're going to see a 21 points. I don't want to pull up the box score and stats right now, because it was pretty an easy game. I mean, there was a point the game was 27 points. The 27-point gap. Yeah, there was a time Lakers came back to within 13, within 14. But really, they were just trading buckets. And our defense really wasn't good tonight, just because the Timberwolves exploited everything. We crowd the paint, they shoot threes. We try to get the 3-point shooters, they lay in, switch the crossover to Luka. Luka kind of played better defense today, but the problem is, like I said, when you're going to live with the defense of Luka and Austin Reeves, which is not really good, but you're going to have to trust their offense. Now, and Kendrick Perkins said it, the most important player on the Lakers team. The most valuable players are definitely LeBron and Luka, but the most important is Austin Reeves. Now, when they shut down Austin Reeves as well, you don't really have someone to help you. And LeBron had 0 points in the first quarter, right? There's 0 points in the first quarter, which means that you're going to struggle the whole night. So he really wasn't effective tonight. Like I said, look, after the first quarter, after the first 17 points, they really shut Luka down because of the whole matchup of Rudy Gobert wasn't there. He was still the one helping us, but Austin Reeves was supposed to carry us those times. And now the shots Austin Reeves usually makes in the season, he was missing point blank layups, he was missing point blank mid ranges, hitting the rim, so you're like, you gotta score that, because we got down, he misses like a wide open layup. Okay, not wide open layups, but he misses like his normal casual shot, Austin Reeves, and then they go down, they shoot a 3 on transition. So we really struggled with that transition defense. I thought the sort of like the set defense was kind of good, but the transition defense wasn't really good. Especially it was being exploited by the 3-point shooting and barrage. It was just a barrage out there. I mean, these guys were just shooting barrages. I mean, by third quarter, JJ they only had 2 timeouts left, and these guys were still going, and he couldn't call any timeouts because it's 2 timeouts left, and you've already used all our timeouts by the third quarter. So the Timberwolves played well. Yeah, go on. Let's go on.
You say that the T-Wolves will not be able to shoot a game like that.
Yes, like this type of shooting, this type of night, not anymore.
Now, my question to you: where do you think, or what do you think allowed them to shoot that well?
Like I said, we crowded the paint and they exploited our 3-point shooting. No guards were 3-point shooting.
So, are you going not to do the same thing the next game?
Absolutely. I don't think JJ is going to make some adjustments. He's going to make some guys quiet. So me, what I think Lakers should do, bro. Let Anthony Edwards score 40 points, 50 points. But as long as you shut down the other people, shut them down. And shut them down.
Change everything you said and say. I don't think the Lakers lost because of everything you said. I thought the Lakers lost because of their defense.
You think our defense was so bad today?
You guys defensively, you were not on point.
Transition defense, especially. May I broke it down into transition defense.
Right? And then that affected you defensively too. Right?
Yeah, it certainly did. Clearly,
I'm not gonna talk about the Lakers being affected offensively, but I'd rather talk about the defense of Minnesota. Jesus Christ.
The Minnesota's defense wasn't really that. I don't want to say it was really that good because they won the game, right? They won that game. But I'm not going to say it was that type of defense like the way Rockets played Warriors and Curry dropped only 3 points. That type of staunch defense. I'm not going to say it's the type of defense I'm not saying it's like the defense Minnesota played today. Any other team can play the defense, but the offense they played in terms of 3-point barraging, no team is going to shoot like that.
Slow down, yeah. You saw how many block shots they had on LeBron. They blocked
There
him.
were only 2 in a row. 2 block shots in a row. Which
But in that time frame, that was just in a row. In that time frame, they had 3 of them on him, right? The 2 drives, and then on a little sort of flow time, and they came, Nasri just swiped it out, right? This tells me that you can shut down Anthony Davis and Anthony Edwards, or you can let him score. But if you cannot score on the other end, it's not gonna help. Because if you can, like, I think you said this very correct. You said they took out Gobert, so there was nothing to exploit.
He barely played. I think he played under 20 minutes. Hell,
you know, right? So you didn't have anything to exploit defensively.
Exactly.
Which kind of got you out of the rhythm.
It kind of shocked us, eh? It kind of shocked us. Like I said, they studied film.
I thought you guys could have used a little bit of Gabe Vincent.
I mean, he played the game. It wasn't cool, but
use him more and play Luka off the ball, because Gabe Vincent is the point guard. And as much as Luka is the point guard, you're tiring him. You're picking him up 94 feet. Right? He's gonna get there, and now they are on him, and now he's gonna be done.
Nah. Luka is okay. Luka is okay. I don't think as such an IM player of 26 years old, you have to worry about tiring, especially in the first round.
I'm not saying he's tired. I'm saying so the strength you have to just walk out the ball when you're being stormed like they were doing.
Right.
It's what I'm talking about, because it doesn't allow him to make better decisions. I saw him. So yeah. So Luka, when he gets on the other side and you're forcing him to make rash decisions, it affects the whole team. Right? So I thought they could have just put him in the spot. Where do you want Luka to be? I want him on the nail. Davis said, walk up the ball. Throw the ball into his hand. Let them double him where he wants to be doubled instead of being doubled on top of the team, which makes it a little harder. But again, that's not on JJ. That's on Luka to command. Look, this is what I want. Right? But I thought Minnesota played so well defensively. They got every shot they wanted. Even if they didn't get a bucket, they came back and got a stop.
I'm not saying they played bad poorly defensively, Hill. But I'm just saying you're giving them. Okay, let's do it like this. The reason why you win is that you can either have a better offense or better defense, or win the game. Did they have a better offense to them more than their defense, or did their defense win the game to them more than their offense?
Their defense won the game.
Nah, I completely disagree with that. 100%. 100%.
They forced you guys. Listen, they forced you guys to take defensive. To take very, very hard shots, and you guys never got any second chance on the rebounds. So every rebound they got, they went all the way in transition, and that's how they beat you.
That's the thing. Transition offense. It's not defense. Transition offense. Most of the transition offense was coming from the rebounds that we weren't getting, because our big player, what's his name? Jackson Hayes didn't play. He barely played the game, and that means LeBron is going to play the five. That means LeBron is pretty much good. LeBron is going to play center the whole playoffs, because Jackson Hayes literally the very first game. It's like he didn't play, and that's what I'm telling you. Like, we created some nice shots, but when we couldn't bank in the shots, they got the rebounds, all the rebounds, and then they took it on the offense. That's what I'm saying. All the transition buckets, pretty much they were 100% in all of them. That's the offense I'm talking about.
Yeah, but it's coming from their defense making you miss shots.
They're not making us miss shots. We are the ones missing shots, but they're getting rebounds.
Why are you trying to say that tomorrow you're going to make the shots you didn't make today? Because to me, I didn't see a single, even LeBron that they usually use to shoot open shots. They were all over him, right? You can't tell me. The only person I saw shooting an open shot was Hachimura, and he made it. Everybody else, they were right in their face. So this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying you guys shots, but all the shots that you guys were supposed to take were contested, right? And I think, what are you gonna do if you're JJ?
What?
What are you gonna do on those shots? Do you taking the same shots that are contested? Do you look for, because usually you guys the shots you get are coming off of the double. It's never off of an action or kick out like Anthony Edwards was doing. It's you have a whole different effort,
Listen,
right?
we are
So
going to listen right now. Okay, Lakers. First of all, I'm not. First of all, let me say this to everyone who's listening. I'm not worried. Now I'm going to get worried if we lose game two. First of all, so I'm not worried about the series. It's a 7 game series because Lakers are generally a better road team in terms of playoffs. We've never really been a home team, so it was the first time we've been a home team since 2019 when we won the championship. So I'm not worried in terms of the series. I'm not worried, but I will say this: we can't lose game two. Now we will have a bigger sample size after those 2 games. After those 2 games we play today and on Tuesday, we'll have a bigger sample size to determine because JJ Redick has to make adjustments, and that's what people do in the playoffs. He has to make adjustments, and obviously Lakers are the talk of the town, the America's team, they have the most national media attention. So obviously on Monday, everyone is going to be the Lakers are not good, Lakers can be exploited, no defense. But when we win on Tuesday, again the recency bias is going to be like, oh, the Lakers are good. When we steal again from Minnesota and we go up to 1, for example, everyone's going to be the Lakers can't be stopped. So I get it, recency bias. We lost today and we lost pretty well. So you're going to use those. You're going to use the points why we lost today to say how the Lakers have really not been good all year. But relax, everybody, calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down.
before
We'll
you
make
get out of
adjustments.
here,
We'll make adjustments. But just to finish up on the Lakers, we'll make adjustments. We have to win game 2 on Tuesday. That's for sure. Because man,
my question to you is, what do you think are the adjustments? You watch the game. What do you think you can do better as a team?
man, play better transition defense for starters, bro. That was awful today.
So only that. Give me another.
No, not only that, bro. Man, you gotta have to trust your bench. You gotta have to trust your bench because our starters gave us big minutes today, and the bench really didn't help that much. The problem is the people who usually came in the game to ignite, they can't score. Jordan Goodwin, he's helped us this season. He's that guy who brings energy, like from a defensive rebound. Vanderbilt is our best defender, our best perimeter defender, if you may call it that. And they're not going to give you any points. And now when Gabe Vincent and Dorian Finney-Smith want hitting their shots, and usually when we create for them those shots, when they blitz Luka, a double team Luka, and then he kicks it out to Gabe Vincent, he makes those threes. He only made one of them today. Dorian Finney-Smith only made 2 of them today. They usually make at least 3. So when that happens, then your game plan is like your game plan to win a game when like your starters are like trying to be quiet, like your starters are very quiet. Your game plan to win using your 2 best players, they can't really make their shots. Then and the problem is that we are at home, and usually bench players and role players they play better at home. So that's going to be very key to see our bench. Obviously, that bench is going to outscore because of Nasrid. Nasrid can have 20 points, which pretty much outscores our bench. So if you exclude Nasrid, probably you can say we can outscore their bench. But now they have Nasrid and Dante DiVincenzo who can also make threes. And that's why I said, like I said today, you saw the graphic where the whole Timberwolves team almost like that they shoot those match threes. But definitely, man, it was raining, man. It was raining threes out there. You gotta defend the perimeter, bro. But the problem is if you defend the perimeter, you're giving wide open layups because you don't have a big in the middle to protect the paint. And this is what happened to Lakers last year. You know, we left Eddie exposed in the middle, and we started to go and guard the perimeter, but they were just wide open layups and mid ranges were just flowing like buckets. Now, do you want to? Now the problem is it's like a two-way knife, and that's what Minnesota really exploited today. When we tried adjusting, they did the other way. The problem is, do you allow wide open layups, which is pretty much a bucket every single time they go down the paint, or do you allow the 3? The problem is if you make a 3, that's 1 more point than a field goal. So you play around with the statistics and the math, and that's not my role. That's the coach's role. But as a fan, I'm not going to get into the ethics and statistics of what happens. I will just wait and see how it comes out. But give Minnesota credit; they deserve to win. They studied good film, like I said, how we played whole year to win games. We tried doing that today, but they sort of like neutralized it, especially and it really comes out when they start exploiting the threes. Yeah, the defense, any other team could have played the defense, any other team, bro. Any other team can play the defense Minnesota played today. But our offense, also you have to play better. Like I said, I'm not going to look at the stats. Luka has to play better. LeBron has to play better. But also Finney-Smith and Hachimura have to play better. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be our center because we don't have size in the middle. But when we crowd the middle and leave the 3-point shooters open, it's tough. But we'll see.
closer for Minnesota and Lakers, guys, everybody. I'm just gonna tell you this. When we first prepared these playoffs and we talked about me and him about what it's gonna be a difference maker when we thought that Minnesota was gonna play the Lakers, I said Nasri is gonna be the key to this series. And just to kind of cap off everything here, Alexander Kilwalker, Madrid, Dante DiVincenzo, they are both shooting on the season, shooting above 39% on the three. So none of those three you can leave open. And the only person that you can leave open is McDaniels, who has been shooting 34%, right above the league average. And so you don't have as much option. When he was making those floaters, he is lengthy, he is athletic, so he can get to the rim regardless of getting the three.
You see, when McDaniels shoots from three, he was making pretty much his threes. So.
Anyways, let's drive a little bit into.
Anyways, we win on Tuesday, but we need to steal a game from Minnesota. So Lakers
and talk about Denver beating the Clippers.
Yeah, let's talk about some nuggets. Ooh man, I watched this game. I thought people are like the whole hype of it's going to be the most interesting game of round one. The Clippers that took off the town after that big win over Warriors on Sunday. So, the Clippers, bro, they're going to go back and, man, they're going to go back and
Let me start.
Okay, start.
Very easy.
But I will say the Clippers lost this game more than the Nuggets won this game. It was in their hands.
To be specific, to be fair, what you say applies actually to the Nuggets than the Lakers. Nuggets are not going to have this kind of shooting night. Russell Westbrook is not going to be shooting like he did. Right? It's very and I think Zubac needs to do a better job. You are a big. Why are you allowing him to double team? Take what you can take, make Joker make tough shots. Don't foul him. He is not going to single-handedly beat you. Don't give him anything. Don't foul him. But then what do you do? On the offense, go at him. Make him go into foul trouble. I think the key is going to be Zubac because the rest of the other teams can do whatever they do, but as long as you cannot neutralize Joker, it's going to be serving everybody. And if everybody is served, it's going to go to work in the fourth, and you beat them. So Denver Nuggets mostly show their experience. You can see that they've been a challenge for a couple years ago. They were challenged, and you saw in the last quarter, last minute in OT, they were so calm offensively versus the Clippers. Might have rushed about the thing, but I do think that the Clippers have a better chance of winning this in 6. Give or take.
Yeah, I agree with you. The very important matchup there is going to be Zubac and Jokic. Zubac has to play better tonight. He has to attack Jokic more because everyone who was driving by Jokic was just blowing by Jokic. So I figured if Zubac bangs into him a little bit, and he kind of got into foul trouble. I think he got like 4 fouls, by third quarter. So, but man, Ty Lue, bro. This guy is probably the best coach in the association. But the guy was benching Kawhi whenever they need a shot, bro. I was kind of confused by that, man. I don't know what happened. He was going to Harden.
This is my thought process. Ty Lue has always been known for his ability to play the chess game with whatever it takes. Right? To me, what I thought was, I'm gonna show off everybody else and keep Kawhi. It didn't feel like it was a move like, Kawhi. No. It was like, no. Let me see what this is, right? And then see what we can do better coming off. And look, I'm not. If there is anybody that is gonna pull out something that we never seen before, is Ty Lue. So
yeah. Oh man, yeah, but it looks like Harden was the go-to guy. In fact, man, Harden is playing so well that Kawhi is their best player. Kawhi is their best player for sure, but Harden is like their go-to guy. This playoffs because every time they needed their shot like to come in, they just bring in Harden, and everyone is like, "Why don't you bring in Kawhi?" But it seems like Harden is the one who's carrying them. But the Clippers had a 15-point lead tonight. They kind of let the Nuggets chip away, score. But give the Nuggets credit. The 10-step home court advantage really helped them tonight. Murray, bro. Murray seems to always know how to play against LA teams, bro. But other teams, he's always quiet. Murray, bro. This guy is weird. He always seems to not play against Lakers and Clippers, but when he leaves LA, he forgets how to play. But he was really good tonight. Jokic wasn't that. Jokic has really set high standards that if he doesn't have a 30-point triple double, he's not really played well. But today his role players helped him a lot. Russell Westbrook. Let's talk about the play before we leave before there was a play, bro, which took them to overtime. I think there was a play where these guys were up 1, the Clippers, and they intentionally blitz Jokic and Murray, and they left Russ open. And you know when I saw him get that shot, I was like, Jokic is going to explode the shot. When I saw him get that, I'm like, he's going to make it. Like, he is actually going to make it because he's an NBA player. Like, guys, I know you're playing by I can live with that to playing by the statistics. But when he made it, I was like, if you guys lose this game, it's in your hands. But Harden bails them out. He drives into the layup, hits a nice floater. They tie the ball game. They go into OT. But they could have easily lost the game from that 3-point shot from Russell Westbrook. I don't know, man. I just don't really like that thing of double teaming someone and leaving a wide open shooter, regardless of who it is. Especially the corner threes. Bro, even Draymond makes those threes, bro. Draymond can go 4 of 6 from there. Even Al Horford can go like.
Draymond is a good shooter. He's been shooting 40% this season, man.
That's what I'm saying. That corner, bro. Even Al Horford can go like 5 of 8, like in a game, 5 of 8 in that corner, in that pocket. So anyone can make them.
Now you're comparing beans and meat. Al Horford is a good shooter, man. He is an elite shooter.
Yeah, but the point is that spot on that corner 3, bro. Like, if you're gonna double team someone, leave them for the middle 3 or like.
That's what I said with the Lakers. You can't leave Naz Reid in the corner. Like, he is shooting almost 40%. You leave him in the corner.
Exactly.
Leave him in the corner, guys. Come on. But look, Tyler was trying to play the mind game.
Yeah.
But those usually work for young guys. It gets in their mind, and now why shoot it? Why not? But especially is good. What does he have to lose? Right, so you can really, and besides, pick and choose your place. That place is a kid from high school can shoot basket every night. They make it, right? So before when you saw him, before they went to overtime, they had a chance to make a 2 or a 3 and win again, right? Russell Westbrook got the pass on the green instead of taking it, right in the corner, the dribble to go for it and just lost the ball. So you gotta pick and choose where to leave people open.
Man, Russ, bro, man, he seems to miss like some weird layups, bro. Like some layup on him, he goes in like. Man, he seems to miss.
I call it the over speeding person. If you gotta run like Russell Westbrook and explode like he does, you gotta have a touch of a Derrick Rose or a touch of a drummer. Otherwise,
you see the people. I think he went and he missed a layup, but he fell. And this guy came and they made a 3, bro. He missed a wide open layup, and the commentator was like, "That's the 5-point play every time. You miss your layup, they're gonna punish you with a 3." Because when he runs and he makes a layup, he like falls into the stands, bro. And you have to call a timeout just to get him back, or you have to foul. And I think Christian Brown fouled, but they didn't have team fouls, and they sent Harden to the line, and he made 2 free throws. But when if you're going to explode, make the layup. But he missed it and he fell like into the stands. But give the Nuggets credit again. They played well. They fought. They were down 15. They came back in the game. When they were down 15, there was a time the Clippers again, bro. Like they had a run where they scored like only 3 points in like 10 possessions. It happened against the Warriors, and I told you The Warriors won the second quarter. This sort of run happened, but they're only down 7. And I was like, Warriors should be up by 20 by now, you know. And I remember even the Lakers tonight, because they went on that. I think like these guys, the Timberwolves went on like a 26 in 6 run, so 20 points. So even the Clippers, they sort of went. I remember the score. It was like a 16 in 2 run. Yeah, I think that kind of opened up the game and took the game away from them. But in overtime, the Nuggets, they were calm. They went to their, our go to play the two-man game with Murray and Jokic. Go to their things and did that. So yeah, the Nuggets played well. They deserve to win, but these guys will feel like they'll have a sour taste. But they'll be back. Clippers, they'll be back. They'll be back. It's 7 games. It's 7 games. Zubac has to play better for sure. Norman Powell also has to play better, a little bit better. I didn't really like what he did today. But they'll be back. They'll be back for sure. So
no, but Zubac can play well. No man cannot, because the system is Arden and Zubac. So they kind of open up everything. Like, if they're not playing well together, it becomes a problem. But anyways, Nuggets, they capitalize on the chance they had. You never know what can happen in a 7-game series.
Yeah, it's wide open. It's wide open. Yeah, especially if they steal the next game on the road, then the Clippers really can just defend home court. But those things of defending home court, those things don't really exist anymore. Everyone takes, you steal a game from me, I steal a game from you. It's really just the semantics.
Another interesting series. I mean, game was the Pistons. Pistons Knicks. I love that intensity. It was by far the best one. And regardless of how they pulled away late in the Knicks, it was still beautiful to watch.
I mean, yeah, this one was close until when in the fourth quarter, when the Knicks went in a 20 no round, when they just turned up defensively, and like these guys couldn't buy a shot. And when you went a 20 no round,
I feel like game 7 in this series.
In this series, Pistons Knicks, guys, you know what I said is that before the series, I told you Pistons are the talk of the town. They were 14 wins last year, now they're 42 wins. Blah blah blah. They tripled the record last year. Blah blah blah. But come on, Knicks are not going to go all the way to the game 7. Knicks are going to win this series. So
no, but this is the reason why I say this, Malcolm. It's because even though the Knicks won, they never showed me why they did.
That 20 in all run should have showed you why. They can get a spell when they turn up defensively,
right?
Yeah.
That would mean their defense, because they kind of stopped the other team from scoring.
Yeah.
But now I'm sitting here and I'm like, if you this coach and you have Kid Cunningham, I don't think in the second game they can do the same thing they did today and then go scoreless. And the Pistons home court, I mean, they're crowded.
Yeah,
but again,
we know MST is better though.
They're still more experienced, so I might actually take them to at least 6, but I still feel like the game 7 might be potential.
For me, I think 6 is fair for me. I think Knicks will win in 6. But yeah, I enjoyed the game as well until the 20 no run, when I was just like, wow, the Knicks are really good when they turn up defensively. But yeah, let's talk some Bucks. The Bucks really also, man. The games were good, but they're kind of blowouts, bro. Like.
Listen, every team played by the Pacers is gonna look good. I mean, it is a blowout because they scored too much.
They score too much. They have offense. Even from the bench, these guys just keep on scoring. And these guys, bro. The problem with these places, bro. Freaking Pascal Siakam can shoot 3s, bro. I'm like, oh my god.
What is wrong with you? Don't you like
because there's somewhere at least you can leave to be free in the perimeter. But Turner can shoot from half court, bro. This guy, Obi Toppin can shoot a fadeaway 3. Even this guy who you can, the person in Pacers who you can leave with shooting at 3 is this small old guy.
TJ McConnell.
What? Yeah, TJ McConnell. But even these 3s today, and you're like, oh my god.
Leaving him open, and he punished him in the corner.
Yeah, because
he's been making all his threes.
Yeah, because you can leave with TJ shooting, because he has a go-to move. It's like some sort of weird mid-range when he floats in the air, and then he releases the ball as it's coming down. He never misses those. But now when he's making his threes as well, but the passes are really good. So they kind of blew out the Bucks. They were up like 29, and there was a time the Bucks came to within 17, but they're really just trading buckets. 17, 24, then back to 17, then 21. They're just trading buckets after that. But yeah, reach fourth quarter, take out Giannis, take out your stars. Really, everyone thinks that Pacers will win. Really, it's just on when Dame is going to come back. But even with them, everyone thought it's still going to be a tough series for Bucks to win. And now without them, it's going to be kind of tricky. I don't know if we'll be back for game 2, but now that the Pacers already have one game ahead, really, even with them, you can still ride with the Pacers to win. But now without them, you're really going to struggle. So Pacers, bro, these guys are really good.
I like Giannis, but they just
it's over. Yeah, those days of one person carrying a series, one team carrying person, like one person is carrying the team. Those days ended long time ago. Like since the Warriors invented this whole big three, like those days kind of ended. The whole one person can win a series. Those days kind of ended. So yeah, Giannis, you'll get your 40 points, whatever you want to get, but the other you won't win the game. So yeah, you need them back, and even with them back, the Pacers are kind of a harder matchup, because they've beaten you in the in-season tournament last year. They've beaten you again. They beat you last year's playoff series. They already have a 1-game lead and they have home court, so it's really gonna be kind of tough. But we can leave the Bucks a pass because them has been injured. Bobby Portis was suspended until recently. But they've been a better team this year, even with all that drama. But yeah, guys, those are the playoffs. And then a final comment I have on the playoffs, bro. And it's never gonna happen, right? Because it should have happened by now. But I feel like 7-game series should be in the only conference finals and NBA finals. I feel like it should be 5-game series for the first and second round. I don't know what you think, but
yeah, but then if you're the NBA, you lose money if you do that.
You lose money from those 2 games, but that's why. If in fact they're planning to extend the games, maybe best of 9.
because the more games you have, the more the money, right? So
yeah,
that's why
the more the money. But I would love to see 7 games in like when it matters, like conference finals and NBA finals. But right now, first round, and you have 2 weeks, man. You have 7 games. I don't know, but you know what? You know what it does though. The 7 games, it means that it means that it puts so much pressure on the play during the season to get actual seeding for home court advantage. Yeah. Because you have 2-2-1. Here 7 games you have 2-2-1-1-1. But here when it's 5 games, when you 1-2, it puts so much pressure on getting a home court. So much pressure. So it kind of makes it very interesting in the playoffs. But obviously with the money, let's see how it goes. But yeah, that's it from me from tonight. I don't know if you have any further comments.
Everybody, it's the playoff, baby. Tune in every day. Let's get this thing going.
So tomorrow we have the number 1 seeds and number 2 seeds. Rockets, Warriors, Thunder, Grizzlies, Celtics. Oh yeah. Celtics, Miami, and no Celtics. Celtics. Who's the 7th seed? From Celtics, Orlando, and Miami Cavs. So we have the 2nd seeds today actually. So happy Easter Sunday from me.
Happy Easter Sunday.
I don't know if you guys celebrate Easter Sunday.
Everybody, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for joining. Good night from me.
We'll see you soon.